people, you brought them into the army, not just bringing them into the army. He gave them command and control positions in the army, and they work to set up ambushes for those who are truly soldiers that they periodically set up for destruction. Yes, that is why the armed forces of Nigeria cannot fight. They lack the cohesion to fight. They lack the determination to fight. Because there's no clear-cut leadership. And that is how sad the country called Nigeria has gotten. But before I proceed, there's a cheering news from the Hausa people in Nigeria. The people who have been subjugated for 221 years. They have seen the light. And now we send the light. Somebody who has killed, somebody who has bombed people, you brought them into the army, not just bringing them into the army. He gave them command and control positions in the army, and they work to set up ambushes for those who are truly soldiers that they periodically set up for destruction. Yes, that is why the armed forces of Nigeria cannot fight. They lack the cohesion to fight. They lack the determination to fight. Because there's no clear-cut leadership. And that is how sad the country called Nigeria has gotten. But before I proceed, there's a cheering news from the Hausa people in Nigeria. The people who have been subjugated for 221 years. They have seen the light. And now we send the light. Somebody who has killed, somebody who has bombed people, you brought them into the army, not just bringing them into the army. He gave them command and control positions in the army, and they work to set up ambushes for those who are truly soldiers that they periodically set up for destruction. Yes, that is why the armed forces of Nigeria cannot fight. They lack the cohesion to fight. They lack the determination to fight. Because there's no clear-cut leadership. And that is how sad the country called Nigeria has gotten. But before I proceed, there's a cheering news from the Hausa people in Nigeria. The people who have been subjugated for 221 years. They have seen the light. And now we send the light. Somebody who has killed, somebody who has bombed people, you brought them into the army, not just... Hey, good afternoon from Houston, Texas, United States of America. This is Smart Mado Ajaja, the convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite, and the anchor of Nigeria Now at ONN, and the ONN radio, all the way from Houston. I hope everybody is doing well. Happy holidays to Americans. Great moment of rest, and I hope you are all doing well. Well, the reason we are doing this is to update you about the state of insecurity in Nigeria. Yes, Nigeria is very, very insecure as we speak. And, nothing has changed. Everything is getting worse. The terrorists are gaining ground by the day. The country's armed forces nowhere to be found. Nigeria's armed forces is effectively dead. They can't respond to threats. They cannot defend our country's territorial integrity and what they call sovereignty. Nigeria is on a fast route to an exit, painful exit, unless the people can muster a last minute courage. And all the people that citizens have for a very long time looked up to for leadership are taking turns to disappoint. is that painful and it is that sad. Yes, it is that sad. Yes. Somebody who has killed, somebody who has bombed people, you brought them into the army, not just bringing them into the army, you gave them command and control positions in the army, and they work to set up ambushes for those who are truly soldiers that they periodically will set up for destruction. Yes, that is why the armed forces of Nigeria cannot fight. The armed forces of Nigeria cannot fight. They cannot fight because the armed forces of Nigeria has become compromised. Cry, my beloved country, Nigeria. Nigeria has been turned into a joke of a country. Who is going to save Nigeria? I cry. Who is going to save Nigeria? Who is going to wake Nigeria up? Who is going to wake Nigerians up? What is going to wake Nigerians up? Every day, the terrorists are making advances. Yes, yes, that is how bad. More people have been kidnapped. More people are dying. More people are being shot dead. More women are being raped. More farmers are being prevented from accessing their farms. There is massive food insecurity in the country called Nigeria. The citizens have given up. When I mean given up, the citizens have given up their country. They cannot resist. They cannot fight back. They are waiting for the time to come for them to give up their necks for slitting. And that is how bad it is. In this broadcast, I'm going to be considering a lot of things. Statements from people that we thought were true Nigerians who will stand up for the people of Nigeria. And what we are seeing will make any normal human being bleed. Yes, something that just came from a man that Nigerians revered so much, Bishop Kuka, the Bishop of Sokoto Diocese. I'm going to read his statement. So when a man like that speaks, he speaks in favor of those destroying our country. You know the end has come. Now, from Bishop Kuka, and I quote, "You can slay 10 million. It still won't be genocide," says Bishop Kuka. Nigeria is not a killing field. That is Bishop Kuka, a Nigerian, a man who had very critical, extreme critical views against the degradation of Nigeria. What did they give to him? What happened to Bishop Kuka? Hey, if you are just joining us, please let us know where you are joining from and subscribe to our channel and click on the notification button so when we come online in our next broadcast, you'll be one of those very first to be contacted. And we welcome our first timers. We love you. We appreciate your presence here. And to our regular subscribers, those who have been with us, we really appreciate you for your loyalty. Continue, to expand the message, share our message, like as we broadcast, hear the stories of pains and woes coming out from Nigeria right now. So what we are talking about is the state of insecurity in the country. It's getting worse. It's getting worse by the minute. More people are being abducted. with no one standing in the gap for them. No security for the people of Nigeria. Our oppressors have gone full circle to destroy our country. So thank you very much for joining. Maybe Sky, thank you very much. How are you? It's a pleasure. Please join us as we get into the heart of this discussion. All right. It's in a bold rebuke to those claiming Christian genocide in Nigeria. Bishop Matthew Cooker slammed what he called unverified data, fear mongering, and distorted narratives, declaring that the alarming figures often circulated do not meet the legal or moral threshold for genocide. That is a Catholic bishop, Cooker, right there. Speaking at the 46th Supreme Convention of the Knights of St. Mulumba in Kaduna, Cooker sharply questioned data being circulated by some advocacy groups. They are saying that 1,200 churches are burnt in Nigeria every year. And I asked myself, in which Nigeria he challenged? No one approached the Catholic Church for accurate data. We don't know where those figures came from. He went further, dismantling the conceptual misuse of genocide. You can kill 10 million people and it still won't amount to genocide, he said. Genocide is defined by intent and not by numbers. Bishop Cooker. Bishop Cooker also dismissed the widespread belief among many Nigerians that Christians are systemically persecuted, asking pointedly, if Christians dominate education and controls 85% of the economy, where is this persecution? Data over drama, according to Cooker. Much of the story of Christian persecution is built on figures that avoid the Catholic Church because they know we don't deal in hearsay. Genocide, violence. The bishop argues that mass violence, crime, or bandit attacks, however trigger, do not do not by themselves constitute genocide. The law demands proof of intent to destroy a protected group. A call for realism, not sensationalism. Kuka urges Christians and Nigerians to avoid hyperbolic and emotional exploitation, warning that misbelieving every attack as religious persecution damages social cohesion and fuels division. While Nigeria continues to face serious security challenges, from banditry, communal clashes, herder-farmer conflicts, to terrorism, many analysts and religious leaders echo Kuka's concern that these complex crises are being mischaracterized as religious genocide. According to Kuka, violence in Nigeria often cuts across religious and ethnic and regional lines, meaning that targeting Christians versus Muslims narratives oversimplify the tragedy and risk fueling further instability. That's Kuka. Right there, then there's a response to that. I said, this punk did not have to accept a posting to Sokoto. Is he saying this lie to preserve his life or reality? You know, the funny thing about Reverend Kuka is that he has made this what is now describing as spurious allegations in the past. So now the question is, what changed? What changed? Yes, the killings in Nigeria is much. Nigerians are being killed by a group of people. The killings in Nigeria that is taking place is not what is taking place from pockets of places. The masterminds are the same. The foot soldiers are the same. The ideology is the same. And the people involved are the same. The people involved in this wanton destruction of human lives and property are the Fulanis, masterminded by Fulani elites, driven by the quest for the control of power, economics, and the financial resources of Nigeria. So, how come to Reverend Kuka that does not amount to genocide? It's the same people. It's not, the Yorubas are not involved in the killings of fellow Nigerians. The Igbos are not in the habit of killing people of Nigeria in a targeted form, like the way it is. The Hausas are not killing fellow Nigerians for any reason. In fact, the Hausas are the biggest targets. Yes, they are Muslims, but they are targeted for extinction. And if Bishop Kuka cannot call that genocide, then he is a hypocrite. Then he may have been paid something to say what he's saying. Saad Abubakar, one of the chief merchants of debt, one of the sponsors of terrorism in Nigeria, has never blinked one day in his defense of Boko Haram and terrorism in Nigeria. So how come Bishop Kuka is the one taking the lead doing this? So you Christians, you see what it is right now. Yes, I don't make stand in the gap for anybody. There is mass murder going on in Nigeria. And those behind the mass murders are Fulanis. Those who mastermind them are Fulanis. Their targets are Nigerians. And they are doing this instrumentally. They are destroying the Hausa people. They have killed thousands, when I mean thousands of Hausas. Somebody put it at 7 million last year from years of Syria massacre of the Hausa people by the Fulanis with whom they share the same Islamic religion. Is that not genocide? What else can it be called if it is not a genocide? I am looking for words. Maybe Bishop Kuka could help us further. I wish he could come to be interviewed so he can share his understanding of furthermore outside what he has just stated that I just read about what genocide is. These same people are killing Barons in Plateau State, take over their villages. They go to churches, kill everybody in the church, burn the churches down. And he says that those who are taking a record of what is happening avoid the Catholic Church. But there are other Catholic bishops from Benue State who have a variant opinion about the number. Actually, the man who went, one of those who came to Washington to make a case for genocide against Christians, is a Catholic bishop from Benue State. So where is Reverend Kuka getting his facts? So it means he's disconnected from his flock. And that is a shame. And that is a shame. Bishop Kuka is a politician. And he has once again demonstrated it. I lost respect for him a long time ago because he speaks from the two sides of his mouth. He's not a man that anybody can trust. Yes, so I don't want to believe that Bishop Cooker has been paid some money to make this type of statements that other rogue Christian leaders are making. Yeah, Hassan Ibrahim, how are you? Yes. So the same people, when you target the people, when a group of people from one ethnic group or from one religious gang decide to serially murder their targets, I don't know what else to call it other than a genocide. I guess that is why Nigeria has been finding it difficult to describe the massacre of the Igbos between 1967 and 1970, the genocide that it was, and the genocide that it remains, for those who understand the true meaning of what genocide is. So, again, once again, Bishop Cooker has proven to be a politician rather than a true Christian, or rather than a true Nigerian who see things from the viewpoints of the generality of the Nigerian suffering people. He said that even if 10 million people are murdered, it cannot be described as genocide. Look at that number. 10 million people. Some countries' population is not up to 10 million. So if they murder a whole country, it will still not amount to genocide in Bishop Cooker's understanding of what genocide is. Nigerians, you know now that you're on your own. You don't have nobody standing up for you. The only thing that is left for you to do is to stand up for yourself. Yes, self-defense. In the absence of an army that can defend you is the only thing. Self-defense is a universal doctrine. It's a biological doctrine. It's a spiritual doctrine. It's a response to an allergen. Yes. So you must gear up for the worst. I remember 3 weeks ago when President Donald Trump stepped up to call Nigeria a disgraceful country. Some people were getting angry. Nigeria is roundly and squarely a disgraceful country. A country that has a leadership should not expose its people to the kind of mayhem that is taking place in Nigeria unchallenged. Nigeria is in this disgraceful. I'm a Nigerian. Bishop Cooker is no more Nigerian than I am. I am sad. Nigeria is disgraceful. I have been preaching about how to take Nigeria away from the hell it is right now. And you're telling me that Nigeria is not disgrace. Nigeria is a disgrace. It's a disgrace. Nigeria is an eyesore. Yes, and we brought it upon ourselves. So why should anybody be angry that the President Trump called Nigeria is a disgrace? Nigeria is a disgrace. It's not a country. Yes, absolutely. A true country will not be going through this. A real country should not be going through what Nigeria is going through. To hell with Bishop Cooker. Nigeria is a disgrace. They were talking about sovereignty and territorial integrity of Nigeria. If Donald Trump sends United States troops into Nigeria, now let me ask them: where have we? I've never seen Nigerian sovereignty. Nigeria has been violated all at the time that I've known Nigeria since 1962 that I was born. Yeah, he said a Pentecost fire. Okay, you said this. Bishop Cooker resides in the core north. If he says otherwise, he will be eliminated. Well, if you follow Jesus, all the apostles of Jesus, were they not murdered? They were murdered. If you look at the history of all the apostles who followed Jesus, they were murdered. Then he's not a follower of Jesus. If he's afraid of dying, then speaking the truth, then he should get the hell out of that place. Who sent him? Did he have to stay in Sokoto? Let him get the hell out of Sokoto. So he's a hypocrite. My brother, Pentecost fire. Yes. If you love Jesus, you believe in Jesus, you agree with his words, and you agree that you are a follower of Jesus, one of the things that you have to face is persecution. 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 All the apostles of Jesus Christ that were recorded in their Bible, they all were murdered. They died. And they did not. They stood firm by their faith. Yes. So who is Bishop Cooker? Why can't he die for Jesus? Die for what he believes in, if he actually believes that. So I don't want to buy into that. That is political. So he's a lazy man. He's a politician. That's period. The reason is, I think Bola Ahmed Tinubu appointed him a pro-chancellor of a university. All right? That is what he's enjoying now. So he has joined the system and abandoned the flocks. So who cares? If you love a country like I love Nigeria, it's not to see what I do. I am not going to abandon Nigeria. I will speak. So you want to kill me? Yeah, okay, if you can. So what? Yes. Don't you see? Yeah, on the other side, the Muslims, these extreme Muslims, don't you see? Even in what they are believing is evil, they stay by it. So now, question for again to extend this: if he's afraid of his death, how come he's not able to raise the soldiers? Let him raise soldiers who can defend him. So is it only the other people who can die? So why is it that they cannot die? The people that we are so afraid of. How come that we cannot fight them back and kill them? How come is that Nigerians cannot stand up and fight them back and destroy them? Extofa Dikachi Kekim, how are you? Nice to see you here. Hey, if you are joining us for the very first time, please subscribe to our channel. This is a channel of truth. We are not afraid of saying the truth. We are not afraid of speaking it the way it is. We don't fear eyes. We don't fear anybody's status. We don't fear anybody's religion. We don't fear anybody's face. Yes. Hey, Junior Hamilton, how are you? Thank you for joining. So please subscribe and please, if you can help us, we want to make this message go viral. And one thing you can do, one share can help us. To share, like, like, so that YouTube will continually recommend our channels to people. And that helps us expand our message, especially in a country where the mainstream media, the mainstream media is complicit. They don't tell the people what they need to hear, what the truth about their country is. They work for those who are destroying our country. So that is why we decided to be different. And that is why we are standing out. ONN is the alternative to the mainstream media in Nigeria because we bring the truth to the people of Nigeria the exact way it is. What is taking place in that country is unconscionable, it's unacceptable, and we cannot and should not continue to tolerate it. So the people of Nigeria, for now, let me tell you something. Yes, for a very long time, we act like Nigeria is not our responsibility. Now the moment of responsibility is here. It is either you wake up to it or it is imposed on you. As it stands right now, the call to action is imposed on us by the exigencies of times. Are you going to sit down and your family is wiped out? Well, it's up to you to stand up and defend your family, defend your space, defend your community. So that is why we are not about politics. This is not about APC, PDP, Labour Party, or ADC. It is about Nigeria. It is about Nigeria and the national security of Nigeria. It is about Nigeria and the safety and security of the Nigerian people. It's about Nigeria and the future of Nigeria. So this is the reason why everybody must rise up and get involved. Everybody must rise up and get involved. Everybody must get up and rise up and get involved. Did you hear what I said? From the east, west, north, and south, everybody, Muslim, Christians, enemies, African traditionalists, rise up because we are all threatened. We are all threatened. Even though these murderers claim that they are Muslims, they are wiping out more Muslims out. They are wiping out Christians. They are wiping out African, traditional African, the aborigines. They have no respect for anybody. In fact, they are enemies of the true Islam. Saad Abubakar is their leader. Rufai is part of them. Yes, let me tell you, what is his name? That beast that is now on the run, Ahmad Gumi. Yes, you name them. All of them are involved, including all the Fulani elite who chose to keep quiet as Nigerians are being slaughtered every day. They don't do anything. Yes, they keep quiet. They are part of it. They fund them. They sponsor them. They provide them the logistics with which Nigeria is being attacked. So don't worry about their silence. Silence is complicity. They are accomplices. But you have a duty. You have a duty to fight for yourself. You have a duty to defend your area. You have a duty to defend your community. You have a duty to defend your families. Now, Nigerians, start building that network because you have no army, you have no police, you have nothing. Nobody is going to defend you. You see what they did to Nnamdi Kanu, right? You see what they did to Nnamdi Kanu? They took him. They went to as far as Kenya, kidnapped him, brought him to Nigeria, put trumped up charges that were not in the original charge list, and sentenced him to life jail term. And most painfully, you know where they took him? They took him to Sokoto Caliphate. You see what I'm saying? You know, Nnamdi Kanu had always talked about this evil caliphate. That is a statement to them. But we, the people of Nigeria, have one duty to unite and break the back of that caliphate. And like I told Saad, he is he is going to be the last Sultan, Fulani Sultan of Sokoto. And it's a prophecy. And it's coming to pass in no distant time. It is coming to pass. So why are you afraid? Our country has already been circled. What are you, whether you fight or you don't fight, they'll kill you. So why not fight back instead of waiting? That is how bad things are. They know what they are doing. They are everywhere. Yes, to destroy Nigerians. So your silence, your fear is the fuel that they need. And they are riding on it to continue their destructive tirade. It is up to you. My job is to tell you how the message is given to me. And that is exactly what I'm trying to tell you now. Yes, Nigerians, get up and stand up. Stand up for your right. Your right is your life, just as your life is your right. You have to stand up for it. If they take your right, they have taken over your life. Yes, yes, that's exactly. Extrovert, thank you very much. Yes, I owe Nigeria that duty to speak up for her. Beautiful country, great diversity. One little group from a minority group, less than 10 million in population, cannot be tormenting Nigerians, and the people of Nigeria are silent. Nigerians, I am begging you, what is it that you need to wake you up? Why can't you come together? Start from your communities. Yes, expand it to other neighboring communities. Network. Security network. Yes, and that was what it was for us growing up. I remember growing up in my hometown when we still see strange faces that we do not know. There's a way of alerting the system. Everybody will understand that there are some people that we don't know around us. We will start going after them until we challenge them. What are you doing here? And when they don't have any reasonable excuse for being where they are at some point in time, then the community will do what they have to do. So we have lost that. Believing in a police system, believing in an army that does not serve our interest, believing in an army that is a now Fulani army. It's not Nigerian army. You see what is taking place in the Nigerian army. Nigerian army is not the army of the Nigerian people. And so that is why I don't recommend. Now they are having problems. They want to recruit more people into their hell of an army. Don't join. If you're a young person, I'm telling you, I'm begging you, don't join the Nigerian army. The Nigerian army is not an army. It's a terrorist group as it stands right now. You join it, you are joining a terrorist group, and they will set you up for ambush and they will kill you. That is what they have been doing to our young officers from other parts of Nigeria. They set them up in an ambush. Yes, they work with the Boko Haram. The army is majorly in the hands of Fulani elements with sympathy for terrorism and the Fulani banditry. So if you join that army, well, you have given your life to a stupid cause. You're not giving your life to Nigeria. A true soldier will give up his life for his country. But what you who will join that Fulani army will do is giving up your life to the Fulani cause. And you will regret it like those before you who were slain in ambushes that they cannot explain. And then you leave your parents crying. So please don't join that army. I am telling you, don't join that army. I would prefer that you join a network of your people as we work hard to build a people's army of Nigeria. A new army of Nigeria will come out of all this. A new people's army of Nigeria will come out of this. The Nigerian army you see today is not a Nigerian army. It's not an army of the Nigerian people. It's a fake Fulani army. Well, if you like, you listen to me. But if you don't, you will understand. They hate us. They hate Nigeria. They look black in their skin, but they have Arab minds. They want to Arabize our country. We are not Arabs. We are Africans. Don't allow religion make you an idiot. It is only in Nigeria that religions make some people idiots. I have friends who are Muslims from around the world, but they are not stupid the way Muslims, especially the Fulani Muslims in the north, are so extreme. They want to spill blood with every opportunity that they have. Yes. So beware, Nigerians. They are responsible for what is going on in Nigeria. They are responsible for the hell in Zamfara. What they are doing in Zamfara is because of the gold that was discovered there. When petroleum was discovered in the south of Nigeria in Oloibri, and the first time was 1956 or 1952. In 1977, Olusegun Obasanjo, as a military head of state, built a company around our crude oil that they call NNPC, Nigerian National Petroleum Commission Corporation, to administer the crude oil in Nigeria. But when they discovered gold in Zamfara and KB, no company No company has been formed around it. And from what we hear, the gold deposit in Zamfara is far bigger than what they have in Ghana that drives the Ghanaian economy. So these people built a terrorist force around instead of building a company that will benefit the whole of Nigeria. So that Nigerians from everywhere can have access to building businesses around the gold like they built businesses around our oil. Look at the man, ugly man, they call us Saab. He has an oil block in my Niger Delta. Now, you Niger Delta youths, listening to me, hey, please, if you're a Nigerian, please do me a favor, seriously, share this message. This message is not just for you to listen to and then you go away. It doesn't cost you anything to share this message. Just put share. Share on Facebook, share on Instagram, share everywhere. Listen, I'm not joking. I am driven by the truth. I am exposing the lies that the Fulanese elites represent for Nigeria. What they have used to destroy Nigeria for 65 years, and what they have used to destroy the Hausa people for 221 years this year. The same game plan. How did they come? They were kidnapping Hausa people when they declared their jihad. They were raping their women and altering the population demography. That is why you hear them talk about Hausa Fulani. There's nothing like Hausa Fulani. They raped those women to have babies, crossbreed, all right, in order to change the demography of that place. And they did a great job to an extent. Yes, doing that. So you see some young Hausa children, maybe father is a Hausa, he is confused. Yeah, because he doesn't have that strong moral foundation to speak the truth. Yeah, so he will take side with the oppressors. And he will say it's a Hausa Fulani and don't want to take part in talking about the truth that is hurting the side of his father. I am a man. My father and my mother did not come from exactly the same place. But I will not close my eyes to see those from my mother's side destroying my father's part of my life. And I keep quiet. Or vice versa. I will stand up. And that is where I'm calling on those who find themselves in that range. Stand up and speak the truth. But they will not. They will not. You know, what it is in Nigeria is like what it was in South Africa, the racial segregation. You see the whites, you see what they call colored. Colored are supposed to be black people, but they are mixture of white and black. All right, the colored will now want to associate with the white to oppress the pure black people. Yes, but in the United States, if your father is white, your mother is black, you are a black man. Yes, you're a black man, and they understand that. So this is what those children who share um, blood of Fulani and Hausa, well, that's what they are doing. They are confused. They take sides with the oppressive Hausa Fulani elites to bring the Hausa people down to where they are. Yes, but I'm speaking to them today. You are a disgrace for what you are doing. There's nothing like Hausa Fulani. You have to choose one. It's either you are Hausa or you are Fulani. But let's go back to the topic. The gold discovered in Zamfara. These criminals will bring Chinese. Chinese are part of what is hot in Nigeria right now. Chinese companies will arm the Fulanis in Zamfara in the act of banditry. Yes. Why? Because they want the gold. They are harvesting the gold. They guide them. They fight off any opposition, people from other parts of the state who want the good of their state. They fight them and destroy them. And they spread this mayhem. Yes, the same people. Saad has an oil block. So you Niger Delta, we're going to take our oil block. He doesn't belong there. If I cannot access the gold in Zamfara, he has no right to access my oil in Niger Delta. And a lot of Fulani elites have oil blocks in our Niger Delta. So we're going to have to take it. We're going to have to take it. Strategically, that's one. We're going to have to take our oil. Don't listen to any bloody foolish politician. It's your oil. What have we benefited from having oil in Niger in the Niger Delta? Environmental degradation, pollution of our waterways, deaths from sicknesses that Nigeria does not have the capacity to handle, soot falling everywhere. We inhale radioactive particles every day. We don't have any infrastructure to show for the oil that is being taken from our place. We have no roads, no good schools, no health facilities, nothing. But these criminals take our oil. Do you know how much this man, Saad, he is so rich off of oil theft from the Niger Delta. So when I hear Asari Dokubo and Tompolo, yes, they are these ones criminals that they settle, and then when they settle them, so it's as good that the whole of Niger Delta have been settled. So Nigerian young people from Niger Delta, take note of this. We will take our oil blocks. It doesn't belong to him. He has no right to own anyone. And additionally, I want to tell you, Nigerians, yes, we eat meat. We love meat. All right? Now I'm telling you, since we have become so weak to the extent that we cannot defend ourselves, one strategic thing we can do is to stop eating meat. Because all these criminals who call themselves Fulani elites, they are all cattle headers. That is why they don't want to do anything to build their own um, ranches where they can herd cattle. So that's why they send them out to solicit for trouble. They bring their cattle into your farm, they destroy your crops and destroy your farm, and you cannot say anything. When you raise a finger, you get a bullet. So this is what they are doing. This is what they are doing. And that has to stop and stop now. That has to stop and stop now. That has to stop and stop now. Don't eat meat anymore. Why do you have to eat meat? Go and start raising chicken. The mainstay of their economy is cattle production. Who said that you cannot breed cattle anywhere in Nigeria? Who said that you cannot raise goats? Who said that you cannot raise chicken? Who said that you cannot raise rabbits? Those are better sources of protein. You don't have to eat cow meat. Yes. So stop eating cow meat. Yes, this is a serious matter. Nigerians need to stay away from eating cow meat. You can get protein from all these other sources that I've just told you. From chicken, from eating rabbit, from eating other things. Goat meat is actually the best. So which meat can taste as good as goat? Let them eat their cattle. Let them raise their cattle and eat it. So if they carry their cattle and nobody is buying, you don't need to tell them anything. You don't even need to fire AK-47. It's a personal choice that you have made to stop eating cattle, boycott eating cattle. Yes, but somebody cannot be wielding AK-47 with one hand and he's giving you cattle. Then you are eating the bread of sorrow. Nigerians, something to think about, and very urgently too. All right, here comes this one. Saad. They say it's calling for peace in Nigeria. The man who has never meant peace. One of those funding terrorism. He's their spiritual leader, the leader of Mieti Allah. Mieti Allah is a terrorist organization, actually being properly put in their place here in the United States. He is their leader. What has he got to do but terrorism? He's a hypocrite, a bigot. No Nigerians should take him seriously. on his call for peace when his forces have actually surrounded Nigeria, waiting for an order to sweep Nigeria and kill all of his people. Do not, do not trust them. Don't trust him. He is. They are doing this because of the threats that Donald Trump issued about coming to invade Nigeria. So they are doing everything to blindfold Donald Trump, but they don't know that America is a country that you cannot blindfold. Yes, America is not like Nigeria. All right, America is not Nigeria. I've lived here for nearly 30 years. I love this country. Yes. Do I want them to invade Nigeria? No. Normally, naturally, I would not want any country to invade Nigeria. I would not, because it violates the sovereignty of that country. But now we don't have no sovereignty. Where is the sovereignty of Nigeria? Where is the territorial integrity of Nigeria? What violated has been violated, has remained violated for as long as I knew Nigeria. Yes, I would prefer by force, as a last resort, like most Nigerians are calling now, including Muslims. Responsible Muslims want America to come and save Nigeria. Yes, yes. So that is why the fear of United States coming to invade Nigeria. That is why he's talking about peace. He does not mean peace. He's not a man of peace. Yes, when they allow them that way, they will turn back and do it. Once a terrorist is a terrorist, they cannot. So, Saad, Saad Abubakar is a candidate, one of those funding terrorism in Nigeria. He's one. He's their leader. He's the one. He cannot, if the United States come. Yes, President Donald Trump, I say this to you. Like you said, I don't want to believe that you are coming to Nigeria to do the same thing that others did, like in Libya, to leave Libya worse off. Because that is the greatest concern Nigerians are expressing. They are afraid of what happened to Libya. But I tell you this, Nigeria is already worse than Libya. I don't even know. Because if Nigeria is better than Libya, why are Nigerians, young Nigerians, trekking to Libya? So you can imagine Libya in the kind of state it is in right now. Nigerians are still going there as hellish as Libya is. They go there, they kidnap them because they are being kidnapped inside Nigeria too. But I'm hoping that Donald Trump, as he has a demography, his love for Christians in Nigeria, really so much love. I saw him, I was moved hearing him saying that these people are an existential threat. Yes, and they truly are to the whole of Nigeria. They are a threat to the people of Hausa. They have been tormenting the Hausa people since 221 years. And they have been tormenting Nigeria for 65 years. They plunged us into a needless bloodletting between 1967 and 1970. They are not done yet because their mission is a generational mission. It is a jihad. It is a jihad. Osman Dan Fodio, their grandfather started, great grandfather started it in 1804. And he told them that they will not, must not stop until they dip the Quran. Yes, and the bank of the Atlantic Ocean, which means the last town. Yes, right beside the Atlantic Ocean. And that is when they are going to stop. Their mission now is to violently seize the oil fields in Niger Delta. I stopped them in 2020, 2012. When they came, this man is an evil man. They installed an emir in my hometown. that they wanted to use as a launch pad to violently assault the Niger Delta. Smart Ajaja, was responsible for stopping them. I mobilized like never before. I followed this guy, followed their emir to Saudi Arabia. They gave him a lot of money. They gave him money to build a mosque in my hometown. They converted the old colonial dispensary into a mosque. And when I came home that year, I couldn't sleep. Every time was shouting, and the colonial dispensary was just very close to my home. I asked, "What's going on here? What's going on here?" And then the young people came telling me what was taking place, and then how some of them were taken to Maiduguri, the hub of Boko Haram, as far back as 2012, when Boko Haram was gaining momentum. Yes, that was when it was. They took young men, young children, without parental consent. They took them to indoctrinate them in Maiduguri, Borno State, the hell right now. Yeah, that lives off of the sponsorship of NGOs. They took them there, indoctrinate them. When those boys came back, all those young children, youngsters, they came back, they all dropped out of school. They all dropped out of school and now started wielding AK-47. They gave them AK-47. They started tormenting women, children, and the old people. The old people in my hometown started sleeping in their farms. They were scared. Yes, they were scared. And this man was responsible for it. This young man, they crowned their emir, was recruiting other traditional rulers in my place to join for money. And some of them actually collected money and were joining. Yes, before we stepped in. Can you imagine telling this fool to become a Christian in Sokoto, and he remains the Sultan in Sokoto? You know that ain't going to happen. That will not happen. But he did all this, and he has continuously done that. He lives where he is and want to impose Sharia in places he has no business being. He made himself the supreme leader of Muslims in Nigeria. Yes, he made himself. He loves that permanence. Yes. So now I'm challenging you, Yorubas. When I grew up knowing that a Sultan of Sokoto is the head of Muslims in all of Nigeria. And that position is not rotatable. When the Sultan is their supreme leader of terrorists, a Yoruba man will be secretary. I remember Adegbite was secretary at the time. I think there's one now. There was Abdul Razak, and there's one now, Akintola. Yes, Yoruba people became Muslims 300 years before Usman Dan Fodio was born. So how come? And that's part of that conquest, mental conquest. They physically conquered Kwara State. Yes, yes, and dislodged Afonja, yeah, from his throne, and then put emir of Ilorin there. Yes. So mentally, I think they conquered the Yoruba people mentally for them to accept that subservient position of being Secretary General, while he is the permanent chairman, permanent supreme leader. This evil man, a criminal, a rogue, yes, evildoer, standing up to say is the leaders of Nigerian Muslims, and you follow him blindly, you are a fool. Something is not right with you. Something is wrong with your head. You are a Yoruba Muslim today. I am speaking to you now. The Fulanis are not better Muslims than you are. And you know what they do? They discriminate. In their mosque, Hausa people never pray with them. They want to always be the leaders. They always want to be the leaders. Yes, check out a typical Fulani person. He want to dominate you. He want to lead you, even when he doesn't know what he's doing. Yes, that's how they are. And now, as we speak, there's a bill before the National Assembly. Yes, a bill before the National Assembly. Yes, a bill before the National Assembly, aiming to make him the permanent co-chairman. The permanent, you see, the love permanent, forever, co-chairman of Nigeria's Traditional Rulers Council. And you ask yourself a question: is this man a traditional ruler? The truth is that he's not. He's not a traditional ruler. There's nothing like a sultan as a traditional ruler in Nigeria. A sultan thing is an Islamic thing. He has no business and he has no right to sit beside traditional rulers in Nigeria. But because those ones are corrupt, morally bankrupt, and scared, they allow him. And everywhere he goes, he's always been the chairman. He's the one. This goddamn idiot is not a traditional ruler. He's not. If he's a traditional ruler, which cultural heritage is he protecting, defending, or advancing? Is it the cultural heritage of the Hausa people? How would there be a traditional ruler, a minority traditional ruler, over a whopping majority Hausa people? Is that not apartheid? People of Nigeria, this is apartheid. And this is where Nigeria must start from. If there's no justice in that regard, we can never have justice in Nigeria. The Hausa people were destroyed. Their thrones were taken away from them. Fulanis installed themselves, yes, as leaders. Can you imagine minority Fulanis leading a whopping majority houses? The Hausa population in Nigeria is put at assistance right now about 63 million people. What is the population of the Fulani? Less than 10 million people. They lord it over the Hausa people and by extension over the Nigerian people. They use the Hausa people for a very long time as weapons. Yeah, to retard the growth and development of Nigeria. Yes, they are recent. They were weapons until recently now that they started opening their eyes. The Hausa momentum must never die. The Hausa people must take over their land. With injustice, without justice for the Hausa people, Nigeria will not know peace and Nigeria will not know justice. Justice must be done. And the chicken is about to come home to roost. They don't understand. You may have all the AK-47 on this earth, but what you have successfully done is to radicalize some of us who were moderates before. And you know when moderates become radicalized, you can bet how it ends. You do not have the monopoly of violence. We just were nice. That is all. But they took our niceness for foolishness, and that's what they are. They have done. They took the welcoming attitude of the Hausa people for stupidity. And before it was clear, they seized the Hausa land, destroyed lives and property, stole their thrones, installed themselves. Yes, they brought that into 1914, the amalgamation treaty between the North, the amalgamation treaty, British manipulated amalgamation treaty. Yes, that had two Fulani signing, two Yoruba elites signing, one Shehu of Baronu who is a Kanuri, and they are the Obong of Calabar, who is it an Efik or a Bibi or whatever, one of them. Yes, to the exclusion of the rest of Nigeria, of over 400 other ethnic nationalities. They excluded the Igbos. They excluded the Hausas. They excluded the Ekas from where I come. They excluded the Barons. They excluded the thieves. They excluded the Igalas. They excluded the Idomas. They excluded the Angas. They excluded the Robos. Yes, they excluded everybody. They excluded the Jukuns. Yes. 1914. Amalgamation Treaty. It was a business affair. They did not take it. They did not do it taking cognizance of other people in that enclave at the time. That's how they decided to form a country out of the business. And they call that country Nigeria. Nigeria was never supposed to be a country, but now we are in it. And if you look at the historical marker of Nigeria, I am not saying anything that is not, I cannot substantiate. I am putting the record of Nigeria straight. So if I call you your place, your tribe, and I don't take offense, because I'm looking for justice for the people of Nigeria. So that is why I am careful how I use my words. If you see, I don't hate the Fulani people as a people. I don't hate Yorubas as a people. I don't hate Igbos as a people. But when I have to speak the truth, naming some people from these tribes, I'm going to have to do it. And that is when you hear me speak, I talk about Yoruba elites, Yoruba Fulani elites, because they are the light that guide their people. They can guide them right and guide them the wrong way. But they have guided us wrong to put us in a ship that is not moving. I have a right to demand either to jump out of that ship or ensure that that ship works. This is the reason there was the crisis between 1967 and 1970 when the Igbos asked the question, if this ship is not working, why should I be in it? And then the people of Nigeria, manipulated by these same Fulanis, jumped on the Igbos. And when it was over 6 million of them were massacred. Genocide it was. Sad that Bishop Kuka said what he said. Yes, yes, yes. You hear that? All right. When that genocide ended, they talked about reconciliation, reconstruction, and reintegration. But did any of that happen? No, it did not happen. Nobody reconciled with the Igbos. Nobody reconstructed Igbo lands. And nobody reintegrated the Igbos into the mainstream Nigeria. They exist as peripheral Nigerians. They are the most authentic Nigerian. Take it, because they fought the British. And that was why the British did not bring them as signatory to their amalgamation. They fought them like never before. They fought them like nobody fought them. They fought them, so they got punished for rising against the British imperialism. All right? The Igbos, you can't find them. They are not in the civil service. They block everywhere for them. When you find them in the army, you find them as subservient Igbos. A poor, ordinary Fulani soldier would disrespect an Igbo general and get away with it. In fact, 1966 was the turning point for the Nigerian army. That's when they went on a serious destruction of the army to where it is right now. It is only the Fulanis who can come together and plan a coup, and the coup works. And they did it severally. They walk into coups with ease. All right? When other people get involved with coup, it never works because they have the army locked down somewhere. Forget about the Oloyede and all that. He's the army chief of defense staff. Or like Christopher Musa was chief of defense staff. Do you see what they did to him when he tried to stand up for Nigeria? When he tried to start speaking the truth? Yes, the truth we had told him, you need to start speaking it right from day one. But he chose to start making political statements. So when he turned around and started speaking the truth, gone. They removed him. And now who is the chief of army staff? Is most likely to have ties with Boko Haram. He's most likely to have ties with the Fulani bandits. Yes, that is what Nigeria is. A country that has a defense minister. Defense minister has direct ties with the Fulani terrorism. He eats and dines with the bandits. He eats and dines with the terrorists. Ties with Boko Haram. Vice president of the country. Direct ties, total Boko Haram. Yes. Yes. Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me? And the entire Buhari cabinet were all terrorists. He's the director of DSS, Yusuf Bichi. Yes, was a bandit. He was working for the terrorists. Remember how he kept quiet? When Boko Haram came into Abuja, went to Kuje prison and released all the inmates. Yes, released all Boko Haram members who were to be facing trial, kangaroo trial. Yes. You remember Abubakar Malami, Buhari Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation. He was the one who wrote the blueprint that prevented all Fulani terrorists from being prosecuted. He was the one who wrote the blueprint for the admission of Boko Haram. They call them repentant Boko Haram into the Nigerian army. And you are looking at me. Everybody's looking. Nigerians go to sleep. Something is wrong with us. Nobody raises a finger from the east, west, north, and south. Yoruba elites keep quiet. Igbo say that they are not going to fight again because when they fought before, nobody supported them. But I tell them, you are still not free. You got to keep on fighting until you are free. Yes. See how Nandekano came to ask the same question Ojukwu asked so many years ago. They went to Ghana to try to solve the impasse. They got to Ghana, they had a breakthrough. Ojukwu was so happy that when they were driving to the airport, he told the General Ankara, the then head of state of Ghana, that put our hands together so that this peace will last. They did. Gowon got to Nigeria. Gowon was a Fulani then, although he remains a Fulani. Yes, and he did the unthinkable. And then the violence escalated. When it was over, some people thought they were fighting for Nigeria. To keep Nigeria one is a task that must be done. And now, has Nigeria been one? Your guess is as good as mine. But can we make it one? Yes. And if we have to make it one, what is required? Commitment to duty. Now, looking at us as Nigerians, well, we don't all have to be Nigerians at the same time. When a critical mass of the Nigerian people decided they are Nigerian, who are these Fulani elites that we cannot rout out of our country and even deport them because they are black people, they have Arab mind. They are not for us. They don't like Nigeria. They hate Nigeria. They don't love the country. If people who love their country will not do what they are doing. Here is one. Here is one. A young man who knows what is taking place. A young soldier in Nigeria accused this man of colluding with terrorists, Boko Haram. What did the Nigerian army do to him? They started on a manhunt for him. This man is a GOC in Nigerian army. A GOC. Let me just hold on. Yeah, he's a GOC. Now, what do people do when they find themselves in this? You are accused of colluding with a terrorist organization. What is the army supposed to do? Are they not supposed to call him to, like, okay, step aside, let us investigate this? Did the army investigate? No, because the army is a Fulani army. They went on a manhunt. They are still looking for that young man to kill him for exposing this man and the many financial atrocities he committed. Here is the GOC fighting Boko Haram. Nigeria is a joke. You guys are not serious. Nigerians, man, you got to decide what you want. You got to decide what you want. And it's time for us to decide what we want. Nigeria is a big disgrace. Yeah, Chuku Amuda, yeah, I agree with you. Yes, Nigeria is a disgrace. Tell me that it's not a disgrace. Let anyone say, okay, I'm reading from Chukuma Amudo. Nigeria is a big disgrace. I relocated to Republic of Benin. And you can imagine how safe and peaceful that is. Wow, 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 wow. Yes. Hey, Bimbola, how are you? Larry Emmanuel, this is my first. Okay, thank you. Welcome. We appreciate you. I hope you are, you know, you are listening very attentively to the history of Nigeria. I am not here. The history that they will not teach you in school, that is what I'm teaching the young generation of Nigerians. They will not teach you all this in school because they want you to remain idiots so that they continue to manipulate you. Nobody should be afraid of any Fulani person or any Fulani elite for that matter. Yes, they are not. You are more Nigerian than they are. Their father, their ancestors came into Nigeria. We accommodate them. So they have no reason, they have no right to take over our country. They are doing what they are doing because we all kept quiet while they were growing wings. And this is where now it's going to be tough to fight back. But we don't have any choice but to fight back. Fight back, fight back. And I call on all moderate Fulanis who love Nigeria, who know that Nigeria is their country. They don't have any other place. They must stand up with the rest of us to battle this evil. Yes, that some elites, Fulani elites, brought upon Nigeria. Yes, they are. He said that's why they are confused children. Yes, we got to know the truth. One funny thing happened 2 weeks ago. I called a friend of mine who is from Cameroon, and I asked him a question. How come you, the people of Cameroon, decided to elect a 94-year-old man, re-elect a 94-year-old Paul Biya? You won't, you will cry, I don't know, I didn't know what to do, whether to cry or to laugh. What he told me broke my heart. He told me, we love beer. If he like, let him die there. That's what that young man told me. He said, because, I said, why? He said, because we don't want to go through what Nigeria is going through in the hands of Fulanis in Nigeria. I swear to God, that's what that young man told me. Because the closest rival in that election that they say won the election was a Fulani man. That young man told me, no, we decided to put a vote for Paul Biya because we didn't want to go through what Nigerians are going through in the hands of Fulanis. Can you imagine how that decision was rationalized? Yes, by that young man. He said, we don't want to go through what Nigerians are going through in the hands of Fulanis. That was why we re-elected Paul Biya as our president in Cameroon. It was a tough choice, but we have to deal with it. That's what he told me. So I don't think this is a good label that the Fulanis we want to have. I think the Fulanis need to fight these labels. They need to go in and do some introspection. And they are not having this only this problem in Nigeria. They are having it in Niger. They are the ones causing trouble in Niger. They are the ones causing trouble in Burkina Faso. They are the ones causing trouble in Mali. They created a problem in Mauritania and actually ran most of the black people in Mauritania out of their country. Now they have declared Mauritania Islamic Republic of Mauritania, even if they are hypocrites. They don't believe in God. Yes. If you remember towards the end of Buhari's tenure, it was Mauritania that gave Muhammadu Buhari peace medal. Peace medal for destroying Nigeria. Peace medal for recruiting Boko Haram into Nigeria. The trouble going on in Sudan has a Fulani signature. Why are they troublesome? What do they want? Because they want to establish a Sokoto Caliphate. And Nigeria is so important to them. That is why they are doing everything to seize Nigeria. Now you have this background information. If you're a Yoruba person who have been traditionally, because some of your elites align with these people, with the Fulani elites, you need to break ranks. They don't mean well for Nigeria. They will come back. Even after that, they will come back and fight you. That's what they are. Nigerians, you must be ready to fight for your country. Nigerians, you must be ready to take your country by all means necessary. Yes, if you cannot fight, I've told you two ways that you start. First of all, you don't have to eat meat anymore. Go and eat protein from other sources. Eat chicken, eat chicken, eat rabbit, eat chicken, eat rabbit, eat goat meat. If you are able, you can also raise your own cattle. Don't be so lazy because I've seen situations in those early times. Thank God I am not that kind of a person. I don't want to divide Nigeria. I don't want to destroy Nigeria. But these people want to destroy Nigeria. Yes, they want to destroy Nigeria. Somebody who has killed, somebody who has bombed people, you brought them into the army, not just bringing them into the army. You gave them command and control positions in the army, and they work to set up ambushes for those who are truly soldiers that they periodically set up for destruction. Yes, that is why the armed forces of Nigeria cannot fight. They lack the cohesion to fight. They lack the determination to fight because there's no clear-cut leadership. And that is how sad the country called Nigeria has got. But yes, that's how sad. Did you hear that? That's what the Buhari and Fulani elites did to destroy the Nigerian armed forces and make them incapable of defending Nigeria and the Nigerian people against the Fulani militias and mercenaries, seizing Nigeria one village at a time. The only thing left for Nigerians to do is to defend themselves and their country with anything available to them, starting with boycotting the consumption of cow meat. Stop eating cow meat. That will hit their economy. Stop eating cow meat. You don't have to eat cow meat. All right? You don't have to eat cow meat. When we were growing up, we had our own traditional cows. We had cows. I don't even know who lured Nigerians that. And then my people started saying that the cows that were destroying things. They left and then killed them, exterminated all those cows. Look at where we are now. Now we accepted cows from people who will destroy our crops, destroy everything. And then when we raise our fingers, they will shoot us. When we raise our fingers, they will rape our women. When we raise our fingers, they will occupy our forests. We can't continue this way. Nigeria will not know peace until this idiot, they call us Saad, the idiot and a hypocritical clown. Yes, and other Fulani elites who are working with him to destabilize Nigeria are arrested, prosecuted, and punished for their crimes against humanity. I see someone telling me this in this response. He said, Donald Trump, can you tell him to hasten up because our people are dying? Yeah, this is what it is, how desperate Nigerians are right now in search of immediate solution. They don't even worry about their sovereignty anymore. They don't worry about their territorial integrity anymore. They just want to be saved. They want Donald Trump to hurry up to save Nigeria and Nigerians. At what cost is it going to be? That is what we don't know. But the positioning of Donald Trump, it looks like it's on a compassionate ground. But I know what living here and knowing what how the army operates here, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to mobilize the American forces, especially for overseas war. It's going to cost some money. It's going to cost a lot of things. Is the United States willing to foot the entire bill of this operation without asking Nigerians for more than they can give? That is a question that has to be answered. Are they going to do that? Maybe, perhaps. Maybe if they look at the strategic importance of Nigeria to Africa and the world, and especially to the United States as a very close strategic partner, maybe, perhaps, maybe, we can only guess. Will they be that humane to come into Nigeria and do these great things for the people of Nigeria? Yes, maybe, and maybe, and maybe. That's all we can say. And maybe, will Donald Trump be that president who is so kind-hearted to do what Obama, the son of Africa, could not do for his fatherland? Maybe. You remember Obama was president of the United States when Libya was invaded. I remember Muammar Gaddafi calling him African son. He was full of praises for him. But he did not know that Barack Obama would be the one that will connive with France. Yet France again, Nicolas Sarkozy was president of France at the time. He didn't know that Obama would connive with Nicolas Sarkozy on spurious allegations. Yes, to invade Libya. And the result is fiasco. Yes, the result is fiasco. I was never a fan of Muammar Gaddafi. But why did that happen? And they're looking at the human tragedies. That's what a lot of Nigerians are afraid. But majority do not worry. They want to be free. They want to be saved. They want to be, when they go to sleep, they are able to wake up and not fear that somebody is going to be coming to attack them at night. Because the Fulani terrorists, they come at night. They are lazy fighters. They are not fighters that confront people in the daytime. They come at night, in the dead of night, when people are sleeping. And that informs those who now must defend themselves. Learn how they operate. Learn how to operate. There are ways of doing things. Yes, to stop these people. Bullies are never negotiated with. But in Nigeria, we see people negotiating with these criminals. You negotiate with them. It's like negotiating with a drug user, to stop using drug without taking him through the rudiment of removing him from the use of drug, dealing with a withdrawal syndrome. No, you negotiate with them. When they are broke, they're going to come back, and they are coming back. And more importantly, Nigeria says it's fighting terrorism. You are not taking care of their mastermind. How are you going to be fighting terrorism? You have not been with Saad Abubakar. All right? You have not been. The defense minister is a terrorist. It's in your government. Vice president is a terrorist. It's in your government. Another defense minister, the two, substantive and state, they are all terrorists. And many of them in occupying high profile positions in government in Nigeria are people with ties to this terrorism. And you want to win that war. I don't see it happening. 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 The joke Fulani elites and Bola Ahmed Tinubu have turned Nigeria into. How can you fight and win a war against terrorism with an alleged, hold on, with an alleged, yes. All right, hold on. Let me give you the picture. How can you fight and win a war against terrorism with an alleged accomplice to terrorism as GOC in the Nigerian army? Yeah, this one, Major General Abubakar. The young man who accused him, who exposed him, is on the run now for his life. It's a GOC. Why should anybody take Saad Abubakar, the biggest custodian of the Islamic terrorist ideology in Africa, who has severally publicly defended Boko Haram with unbridled audacity seriously on his call for unity after his forces have circled the country in preparation for their final assault on it? Quite frankly, who the hell is Saad to unite anybody? And who does he want to unite? With the armed forces of Nigeria severely compromised and damaged as a fighting force, the only choice left for Nigerians is an organized and coordinated self-defense, or gear up for the invasion that President Trump is already working on, with the avoidable long-term consequences that could follow, except if he sincerely wants to help free Nigeria, or free the suffering people of Nigeria on compassionate grounds, as contained in his statements. In conclusion, I call on all Nigerians to get ready for the worst if they cannot unite and stand up to defend themselves against the rampaging Fulani terrorists, sponsored by Fulani elites, led by the hypocrite and bigot called Saad Abubakar, whose mission is to violently seize Nigeria and its vast economic resources. They are an existential threat, far worse than what some people driven by their false sense of sovereignty that have never existed think about America. Yes. Is that serious? If you want to be an Arab, like these people want to be Arabs, you want to be an Arab or a European because of your religion, it is in your best interest to leave Africa, relocate, as Africa is for Africans. Yes, now they are pushing the moderates, people who have been preaching peace in Nigeria, people who want peace for Nigeria. They are pushing them to the brinks of extremism. And you bet, when moderates become radicals, and when radicals become extremists, danger looms over the country. That is the state of Nigeria today. Danger looms over Nigeria. Nigeria is such a place now where you go to the church, you meet gunmen. You go to the farm, you meet herdsmen. You travel by road, you meet kidnappers. You go to schools, you meet bandits. What is the way forward for Nigeria? That is the question Nigerians are asking. Yes, it is scary, and it is scary. It is scary. What is happening in Nigeria is scary. And there's something that bothers me about the attitude of the young people. Something that bothers me a lot about the low state of consciousness of the Nigerian youths. It appears that they don't love Nigeria, to want to stand up for her and defend the country. The convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite and the anchor of Nigeria Now, global matters are rising. Good morning, Africa, and reggae at its best on ONN. There is one thing that bothers me as a youth advocate. Yes, Nigerian youths, something that bothers me about how they behave, how they conduct themselves. They seem to not understand their position in Nigeria. That Nigeria actually belongs to them more than anybody, more than me right now. Yes, they don't have that sense of urgency to do something to free their country. Every time I hear them talk about Atiku,
A young person talking about Atiku, talk about Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It makes the effort that we are making look hopeless. Yes, about the recovery of Nigeria from these criminals. A young person, you are shameless. Before we say anything, you are talking about how Atiku will be your president. Atiku is over 80 years. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Nigerian youths, yeah. You are still talking about a struggling Bola Ahmed Tinubu who cannot even comprehend anything. Yes. Yes, your country is violently eroding. You are talking about Atiku. What about you? Why can't you be president? Yes. Why can't you be audacious? Yes. That thing bothers me so much. I thought about sharing it. What is wrong with the Nigerian youth? What is wrong with your brain? Why can't you think? Were you manufactured to be subservient for the rest of your life? The youths are the leaders of tomorrow, but you are not making any effort to even lead. You complain that they say youths are the leaders of tomorrow, but they don't give you a chance. No, who's going to give you that chance? You got to take it. You have to take it. What's wrong with you? Now, so slave work on they do. PA, SA, media aid, media assistant. Yes, your country is burning. People are being kidnapped everywhere. The Nigerian youths are nowhere to be found to chest out to say, no, we can't accept this going on in our country. You are talking about that. You are singing praises of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the man who is wantonly destroying your country. And the country is being destroyed under his watch. And he cannot do a damn thing. You young people of Nigeria are a disgrace, for a disgrace. Seriously, a disgrace.
Yes, the attitude of the Nigerian youths, right there. The Nigerian youths don't understand that Nigeria, that they are the owners of Nigeria, the true owners. And if you don't wake up to the ownership of Nigeria in your youth, I don't know what you will do. I don't know what you will do. You are waiting for someone to hand over Nigeria to you? No. The Nepalese youth did not wait for anybody to hand over Nepal to them. They took it. Chilean youth did not wait for anybody in Chile to hand over. They took their country. The Senegalese youths, just a few years ago, took their country. The Burkinabes are taking their country. The Nigerian youths stood by General Tiani to take over their country. Now, what is wrong with Nigerian youths? You're going to give us 150 reasons why you are not. Yes, you have to start something. Start from your locality. Let's build. Let's build until we mushroom. The people who have held you hostage for a very long time, they never want you to unite. They never want you to unite because slave owners don't want slaves to be free. They will do everything to keep their slaves loyal to them. They will use violence. They will use little pitances. They will divide the people, make some people look more important, look better. Nigerian youths, honestly, why do you have to look up to people who don't care about you up to for leadership? Why can't you build a network and divorce yourself from those who have been hurting Nigeria? Me think that's what we should do. Let me read. Let me take some statements here before I close. All right. Hey, hello, Dotting TV. Donatus Okafor. How are you? Thank you very much. IPOB Arizona. It is good that you are telling the truth and understanding that the Igbo man is not your problem, just as they deceived you to believe. Donato, Arizona IPOB. Let me correct you something here, right quick. Um, I've known the truth all my life. Nobody can tell me anything else. So I want you to withdraw that statement that they deceive you. Nobody can deceive me. I have brain. That is what I'm thinking. So don't come and be rude. Just let's have a civil discussion. Even you, an Igbo man, you are suffering. I'm sure you know that. Your people back in the southeast of Nigeria are suffering. They are our people. Yet they are suffering. They are suffering from what we do or what we did to keep strangers as our leaders. Yes, especially in Igbo land. Look at all your governors. All your governors are alien governors. None of them has the interest of the Igbo people at heart. And that is why I always ask questions from you people who talk about IPOB. I have nothing, no problem with the IPOB at all. I love them because I'm a human rights activist and I respect their right to self-determination. That their right to self-determination is written in the Nigerian constitution. Even though I'm directly not a member of IPOB, I do not do anything or say anything against them. But I have a problem with some attitude, like just you just exhibited now. That's disrespectful and insulting. And no Igbo man, not many Igbo people speaks up about the pain the Igbos are going through, as I have done. All right. So reverse that statement. I don't want you to be rude to me. I don't want that at all. I will not take it. All right, Mashoud, how are you? Yes. And hi, he said they are blocking me. They can block me all they want, but I have another way of bringing the message when this whole thing is over. I am an American. I'm so glad to see someone speaking about this. Yes, thank you very much, Jen Franze. Thank you. I appreciate you. God bless you. All right. So if you are joining us for the first time, you joined us for the very first time. I hope you had fun with this delivery. And the best way you can expand us is subscribe to our channel. With every subscription you make, we expand our horizon and more people get to know about us because we want to make a difference by being an alternative to the mainstream media. Yes, that will not tell the people the truth about what is taking place in Nigeria, Africa, and around the world. Okay, James Obonaya, what we have in Nigeria is Wazobia, not Wasofula. I agree with you. I agree with you. We can make it better. We can make it better. That is why we want everybody to stand up. Stand up, stand up. You can stand up in a variety of ways. One way you can stand up, share my message. That's a good job that you did. Share my message, all right? Let other people hear this gospel. And by the time everybody hears this gospel, we have conquered one stage. Now we get into the era of consciousness. When we are conscious and we reach a critical mass of critically conscious Nigerians, exodus will take place. A kinetic energy will be released. And those, the power of silence, a committed silence. When I mean committed, you are active, you are not killing anyone, but you are bringing people together. The potency comes and boom, like this. We can't take this anymore. And the oppressor will be caught as akimbo because he didn't expect it coming. That is what we want to do in Nigeria. But I know they eat meat. Don't eat meat anymore. And they tell your neighbor, don't eat meat. Convince your father and mother. Tell them the reason why they should not eat meat. The people who are destroying our country, they are big meat producers. All the money that they steal from Nigeria, they invest it in animal husbandry. So now, since we cannot carry AK-47 like they are carrying, we have our AK-47 of the mind that we can say together If we are 20 million people who were eating meat yesterday, and we decide today that we're not going to eat meat, you know the impact it will generate. That their business will collapse totally. And then those boys they have in the bush, we turn their guns against them. It's a common sense thing. We don't have to shoot guns all the time. All right? Since we cannot shoot guns, since they have emasculated us, since they have made us, all of us, afraid, now let's do something. Refuse to eat meat. Very important. Grow your own meat. Grow your own meat. If you not feed, get money to beef is a good source of protein. You don't have to. There are people who are vegetarians. They don't eat meat. Yes, eat meat, eat meat. All right, so that's one strategy. Pentecostal Fire TV. Nigeria is bigger than Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba. Absolutely. Nigeria is a country for all of us, not for anybody. But I tell you, the Hausa people are suffering as much. The Hausa people are not the trouble. I'm telling you, because they used they for before now, our people were confused. We didn't know who the Hausa people are. The Hausa people are a very peace-loving people. The Hausa people are very honest people. They don't make trouble. The people who use the Hausas as their weapons were Fulani elites. They use them, they abuse their population, they rape them, they use them to win election that they should not win. They make children not vote, vote, underage children. They have millions of young Hausa children without access to school, over 30 million of them, no access to school. And they do it that way so that they keep them under control and make them easily available for their use. But now they have been busted. You need to see how some people are rearing. Don't be surprised that Hausa people will wake up. Yeah, they're already waking up and roar and take over everything that was stolen from their ancestors. So when we talk, let's not blame Hausa people a lot. They are victims, just as you and I are. All right. IPOB Arizona. I love your boldness, brother. Scudo. Thank you very much. Now you are talking. Me and you. I ain't one. Okay, so make we not fight one another. We know where we they go. All right, we know where we they go. Nobody should be afraid of any fellow Nigerian anymore. See, this rat went inside clay pot. Now idea we will use deal with that rat. But the time don't reach. When the real Nigerians go bring out their numbers, we are more in number. That's why I want Fulanis in general. I want them, including you, Fulani, who is keeping quiet. You are keeping quiet. You are exposing yourself to danger. Remember what happened in Rwanda? It started like this. Some people were keeping quiet. When the people of Rwanda woke up, you saw what happened. So I don't want Nigerians to jump on the Fulanis. All Fulanis are not bad people. But your quietness, your silence in the face of evil makes you an accomplice. So want to see Fulanis. Join Reverend El Buba. El Buba is a Fulani. You see how he's speaking out. Yes, your Fulani elites are putting you at great dangers because Nigerians will wake up one day and it will not be nice. It will be a tsunami. We don't want that to happen to the generality of the Fulani people. Then the world will be calling it genocide. But they are not seeing enough of the genocide that the Fulani elites are orchestrating against ethnic nationalities in Nigeria. When the people reverse and fight back, it will not be nice. Now is the time. Every Nigerian, we have a duty. It's a moral obligation for us to stand up for our country. Stand up for Nigeria because nobody can do it the way you and I will do it. Let us stand up for Nigeria. Nigeria is a great country. Nigeria is not a poor country. Not by any means poor. Nigeria is not poor. Beautiful country with everything inside it. But some people don't want us to have peace in that country. They don't want us to enjoy peace. They don't want us to enjoy Nigeria. They have this wrong impression that Nigeria belongs to them. But you and I have a decision, a decision to make to tell them that no, Nigeria is not for you alone. Nigeria is for all of us. Nigeria is supposed to be like the United States that houses people from all over the world. Nigeria was placed to be like America. Yes, this is what I'm telling you. Nigeria was positioned to be like America. But some people who don't want Nigeria to work are the ones holding all of us hostage for their own benefits. But me and you have the power to stop them. And the only way we can stop them is being actively involved. Start organizing. Share this message. Sharing this message is a great help. Yes, not just to me, to Nigeria, to you, to the children born today, and Nigerians unborn. If we save their lives today, we would have done a great thing. Let us do it. It is not impossible. Don't let anybody tell you that it's impossible to save Nigeria. Don't give up at all by any means. We can get this done. The situation is bad, but that does not mean that it cannot be salvaged. When we are determined, when we become determined to save this country, there's nothing that, there's no reason it cannot be done. It can be done. It can be done. It can be done. And only me and you can do it.
The time has come. The time has come to stand up for Nigeria. Stand up for Nigeria. Stand up, stand up, stand up. Stand up for Nigeria. Stand up, stand up, stand up. Stand up for Nigeria. When you look around, tell me what you see. You see the people suffering. When you look around, tell me what you see. You see the people wandering. The rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer. Killing and kidnapping. Too much corruption and inflation in our generation. Darkness and wickedness and unrighteousness. Where are we going to? Oh, stand up, stand up, stand up.
Yeah, stand up for Nigeria. Stand up, stand up, stand up. Stand up for Nigeria.
Stop killing one another, stop fighting one another.
Yes, Eze Anekwe Frank. Thank you very much. What a disgraced country indeed. Yes, it is. But we can make it happen. All right. John K. Hey, how are you? Deacon Francis, I love your spirit and boldness. Thank you very much. I love you too. Yes. Stand up, stand up. Yeah. Stand up for Nigeria. Hey. Stand up, stand up, stand up. Stand up for Nigeria. James Obonaya, hey, how are you? Emmanuel Ago, thank you very much. Make sure you share this message. If this is your first time, please, subscribe and hit the notification button. Come on, let's go. Equal right and justice. Free Nnamdi Kanu. Let me tell you, Nnamdi Kanu is not going to stay in prison for jail for the lifetime. It's a lie. He's going to come out. You see what I'm saying? I have never been so convinced like I am convinced now. Something is going to happen. Yes, something is going to happen. Rastafari. Okay. Eh. All right, Mr. Clara Chioma. Miss Clara Chioma said, Mr. President of USA, please come to our rescue. People are dying every day. Please. Yes. Yes. Ah. Yes. Let's stand up for Nigeria. All right. That was an anthem donated by a young Nigerian to support my work. He sent me, he said, "Hey, Smart, what can I do to help support this work?" I said, "Whatever you can do." He said, "I'm a musician. I can sing and I can record, I can play." So he did it. And it came out very good. That's our anthem. Stand up for Nigeria, stand up for Nigeria, stand up for Nigeria. And I know you guys love Nigeria. Don't worry about all the crap that you are seeing today. Nigeria is a very beautiful country. The country has no problem. It's about some bad people, and we have to get rid of them. They could be your own brothers. They could be from your hometown. They are from your everywhere. No, the nation building does not support partiality. It's got because it's your stake that is being destroyed. So any person who will destroy Nigeria, whether not your father or your mother, stand up to him or her. All right. So that's how to build a country. Now I'm going to take yes. Abdul Rahman Kashimro, can't President Tinubu cannot be picked. I don't quite understand that. If you ask me, Tinubu has become an asshole. He's part of the system. The people who are destroying Nigeria were the ones who line behind him to compromise our Nigerian army. They compromise our judiciary. They compromise everything to allow him in. Now he's there, even though he's a criminal who has been tried here and found guilty here in the United States. He was a drug dealer here, commercial drug dealer. America found him guilty. He paid them nearly 500,000 US dollars. They are asking to leave their country. He left, he got to Nigeria, he became a senator. From being a senator, he became a governor, governor of Lagos State, 2 terms, 8 years. He destroyed, he stole everything in Lagos and put it in his pocket. Made so much money to the extent that he could now, he had much more money than Nigeria. All right? And look at where we are right now. Look at where we are as a country. So, are we not tired? Are we not tired? That's the question that we need to ask ourselves. Are we not tired? I would think that I am tired. I'm very tired. Very, very tired. Very, very tired. Yes.
Ajaja. I am the convener of Open Nigeria in Africa Unite and the anchor
James
of
Ogbonnaya said,
Global Matters Are Rising. Good morning, Africa, and reggae at its best on ONN. I bring you greetings from Houston, Texas, United States of America. Some call me now a prophet, but I don't want to answer that name, prophet. I'm just doing the work I was called to do. And in doing that work, I am not to be afraid of anybody or any group of persons. Complete the work. It just started. For a very long time, all of us have been playing games with Nigeria and our Nigerianness. We are a people who don't take their country seriously, like normal citizens of countries around the world. We come as tribesmen. We come as religious nationalist men and women, even though for the most part of it we are greatly hypocrites. All of us are hypocrites. Because those who love God don't treat their country the way Nigerians treat their country. So your bullshit about religion is nothing but hypocrisy. You go to Mecca on holy, you call it holy pilgrimage. I don't know what is holy about that. You go to Jerusalem on holy pilgrimage. I don't know what is holy about that pilgrimage. But you return worse. A lot of money invested in developing the religious tourism.
of Saudi Arabia and Israel. But the only thing when they come to take from us. They come to loot our resources, make our places worse, create hell for us, arm us to kill ourselves. Yes, and they smile to the banks. Their economy blossoms, grows. They build their programs. They turn around and throw some trash at us and call it AIDS. They give us, who have over 45% of the earth resources in Africa, they throw it at us. And we even expect it. We have become addicted to it. Phone holder for we wait for it because of the tragedy of leadership that we choose. So isn't it time we introspect about the state of our country and our various contributions that have helped make the country the hell it is right now. The country where we celebrate the previous year is better than this year, the current year. While the rest of the world is progressing and projecting into the future, we are looking at our past as better than the present. Something is wrong with all of us. All of us. Something is wrong with all of us. For 65 years, we have allowed a group of criminals to hold our country hostage. We became so selfish. But it is known that when citizens become selfish, their country suffers. Nigeria is a classical example of a suffering country because of the selfishness of each citizen. Our country has become a hub of terrorism, banditry, and all kinds of evil. A country where it takes 5 hours to travel to a destination that is supposed to be traveled within 20 minutes. And we don't see anything wrong with that. And we don't see the need for us to wake up and do something. We keep recycling the same criminals over and over and over and over again, expecting what type of result, anything different. Now, the reason I'm making this, just be the problem of Nigeria, we all know it. People usually talk about North as being the problem of Nigeria. No, the North is not the problem of Nigeria. The North, when you say that the North is a problem of Nigeria, you are telling me that the Ibira person is a problem of Nigeria. You are telling me that the Idoma person is a problem of Nigeria. You are telling me that the Angas person is the problem of Nigeria. You are telling me that the Jukum is the problem of Nigeria. You are telling me that the houses are the problem of Nigeria. Yes, that is the problem. Yes, and that is has always been the thing. You are telling me that the brown people are the problem of Nigeria. Yeah, but you look away from those who front with the name of the North, who rob Nigeria in the name of the North, and give nothing absolutely to the people of the North. They use the North as a conduit to rip Nigeria off. They are talking about no other group than the Fulani elites. Yes, they are the problem of Nigeria. It's not North. North, the North is never a problem of Nigeria. Actually, there is nothing like North. The North exists strictly only for the benefit of the Fulani elites who don't even care about their people. They send their people to the forest and arm them to blackmail Nigeria, to hold Nigeria hostage. Why they have their own children in Saudi Arabia? They have their children here in the United States where I am. They have their children in the United Kingdom. And who knows if they have not started taking their children to China? But they have their people that they fail to educate in forests across Nigeria. Arm them with deadly weapons. because they have a mission to take Nigeria violent. The Fulani elites and their accomplices from elsewhere in Nigeria are the greatest trouble Nigeria has. And they are the people, the common enemy we all have. Both for the ordinary Fulani person who is just struggling through life. But they have found a way to make them look like they are owners of Nigeria. They use religion to blindfold them. And then arm them and tell them they are fighting for Allah. You are not fighting for no damn Allah, man. You are fighting for this criminal. So down your tools before hellfire comes. Because there's going to be a hellfire. Some people will have to pay for the innocent blood that is being spilled across Nigeria every day. I make this promise. Some people will pay for the innocent blood that is being spilled every day. Some people will have to pay. Yes, they and the accomplices are the problems that we must unite as a people to confront. Disarm and send. So we can build a brand new foundation for a brand new Nigeria, an open Nigeria with free, fair, equal, unlimited, and unconditional access to opportunities for every Nigerian to grow and develop, in progress and prosper according to his or her abilities and level of competency in a non-threatening environment that will foster or engender peace, progress, and prosperity. That's the lesson. And then, because the Fulani elites have become an asshole, a collective asshole to Nigeria, they own all the cattle that have become a source of problem for Nigeria. They hate modernity. They don't want to keep their cattle in ranches. After they steal from Nigeria, they still have the audacity to put men on the street. When they are not tending to their cattle, they are armed with AK-47, kidnapping, robbing our people, raping our women, imposing taxation on farmers. Yes, they are terrorists. And these are the masterminds of terrorism in Nigeria that we must confront now. So why are you eating meat? Why are you buying meat from somebody who has an AK-47 with his left hand and is selling you meat? Nigerians, you got to stop eating meat. You have to make that conscious decision. Stop eating meat. Eat chicken. Eat goat. Then if you have become so lazy from other parts of the country that you wait for Fulani cattle. Now you got to start raising your chicken. That's what we do. Raise your goat. If you are so much interested in eating cow, well, you have to start breeding now. Stop eating their cow. And their economy will collapse. And things like that will help them come to their senses. In addition to other measures that we can take, non-violently, to end their career. Since you have become so cowardly that you cannot come out in great numbers to seize your country from those holding the country. Bola is a great accomplice of this. They brought him illegitimately and illegally to power. And if you are expecting him to fight terrorism or fight them for you, you are wasting your time. That is not going to happen. So Nigerians, you must be prepared now to defend yourself. But you must start considering the cessation of eating meat. You don't need what do you need that meat? Eat chicken. Eat goat meat. People are raising rabbit meat. Eat other things that you can. There are many sources of protein. So stop eating their cattle.
And let us see. Let's make that conscious decision that we are not doing this anymore. Small way, easy way. Since we are scared of standing because they are taking control of the command and control infrastructure of our security forces. Like with which they run amok every time they come out of this machine. I thought I said this before. When we made fun. Now I want to tell you Nigerians something. I am a man of truth. I'm not scared of anyone. We need the truth to set Nigeria free. But I discovered something. Those who speak the truth are not followed by the people of Nigeria. You people of Nigeria, you follow liars like Reno Mokri. You follow liars like Fane Coyote and the rest of them. Mischievous people. But those who tell you the truth, don't follow them. Yes, this is where we are. We will continue to be held in captivity until we rise up as a country to give our country a deserving definition. Bye for now.
Yes, you heard it. All right. Before I leave, let me take time to read through. It's a lot of comments here, but I'm going to read and then mention some people. James Obona, he said, we are not one people because if Yoruba is in power, they will not like to be against their brother. That's a sad thing. Let me expatiate on that. Is the armed robbers, corrupt people, they have no respect for boundaries. Bad leaders have no respect for boundaries. Any bad decision they make affects everybody equally. So if your brother is in power and is destroying the economy, your own economy will never be good. So if you line behind him because he's your brother, is your tribesman, you are a fool. Then you don't understand what it takes to be from a country. A country is like a mother. Your mother. You see your mother, right? Your mother, your father. Your mother, your father. See, mothers have children, fathers have children, right? All of us under the same roof. And then maybe some brothers and sisters decide to become something else, disrespecting our father and mother. Will you be happy when your brother slap your father? So that's how take Nigeria like that. And honestly, that is exactly what it ought to be. Nigeria is our mother. Some of our brothers and sisters are raping our mother, and we they watch our mother being raped. She's bleeding, and we keep quiet because we are close to one of the rapists. No, that is death. That is evil. You are not a good son. You won't be. You won't be a good citizen doing that. So our duty is to Nigeria. Don't look at anybody's face. So if you are a Yoruba man today, you are a Yoruba man today because Bola Ahmed Tinubu is president. But yesterday, you did not eat before you went to sleep. All right? And you are still defending him. The Yoruba people are not getting special discount for Bola Ahmed Tinubu being president. The amount you pay for transport, you enter Okada, the same amount they charge you, right? The same amount when you go to market to buy fish. They will not give you fish because Bola Ahmed Tinubu is your brother from Yoruba land. Nobody. Every bad policy he has put up has hurt Nigerians. So, my brother and sister, if you are one of those thinking like that, remove it from your head. Nigeria is for you to defend and not looking at anybody's face. It's your property. It's you who need holding leaders accountable. They are supposed to be our servants, not our lords. See, that's one problem Nigerians have. They don't understand their rights. Yes, you're right. Right to life, right to choice, right to freedom of expression. They have speak up like I'm speaking. Right to freedom of association. Right to worship. Right to self-determination. If you understand what right to self-determination is, you won't be blaming the Igbos or the Yorubas who are fighting for Duduwa. Right to self-determination is God-given. When you are not happy where you are, you have to ask questions. And this is what they are asking. And it's written in the Constitution of Nigeria. I challenge each and every one of you, go and pick up a copy of the Constitution of Nigeria. You will see all these things that I'm telling you about your rights. They are all there. Yes, because they turn you into mumu. You don't read, and you think that everything Bola Ahmed says, Bola Ahmed Tinubu says is the truth. No, he's a big liar. You know that. Drug dealer, certificate forger, a identity thief. Three things, not bad, too bad. Then vice president, not terrorist. Minister of defense, not terrorist. Everything is evil. Everything about them. You want me to tell you? Governor of Ogun State, he was in jail here. He was a prisoner, criminal. Yes. Then he returned to Nigeria. Then he became a governor. Yes. Ogun State. What's his name? Abiodun. Google his name. No, as I'm telling you right now, if you're a Yoruba person or any Nigerian, Google Abiodun's name. You will find his jail record. Those are the type of people. Sanwo-Olu was jailed here. Yeah, he was spending fake dollar. So evil people, everything around the Tinubu is bad. All the people around him. Femi Bajabiamila. Google his name too. He went to prison in the state of Georgia. I am not saying it because I want to say something. Go. Google does not lie. It's there. All these things are there. So you know all this. After you know all this, and you still continue to support evil, again, then you have a problem. All right. Okay. Now, the next one. My brother, the bigger problem is Sokoto Caliphate, who wants to Islamize Nigeria. This one has left the door open, our borders open. All right, now we identify that they want to Islamize Nigeria. So what can you do? You have to fight against the Islamization of Nigeria. So we are not going to keep quiet for them to allow them to Islamize Nigeria. So we have to fight. It's our country. They have no right to Islamize our country. We are not Arabs. So everybody stand up, stand up, stand up. Yes, everybody. We must rise up as a nation to hold the Fulani elites, and their accomplices everywhere in Nigeria accountable for the hell Nigeria has become. It is our duty. It's our duty. We don't have to be told. We don't have to be told. So this is not a time for lamentation. It's a time to fight back. Yes. Yes. Okay. IPOB Arizona. I have accepted the apologies. No problem. No problem. Now, Victor Augustine. Yes. You said stop lying to Nigeria, to the people. Nigeria will not be like America. No country can be like America. Even England can be like America. Stop lying. Victor, I tell you, you are one of those who have lost hope. I don't give up. Nigeria can be better than America. It can be better than Dubai. It can be better than any place. All the people need is determination. Yes, accepting the country as theirs. And they're working together to make it happen. Human beings built America. It was not Holy Ghost. So stop that crap. All right? But I will cut you a slack right now. Bye. And let me tell you something. There are 371 ethnic groups in Nigeria. We speak over 500 languages. You want it to be like America? Then you are not understanding. How many countries are in America? Do you know how many countries? All the countries of the earth are represented here. And all these countries speak different languages. We all don't speak the same thing here in America, even if we speak English. But we have our various cultures. And still, America is the way it is. Why? Because the people decided that their country will work. So I don't like dealing with people who have given up hope. What you speak is your business. Yeah, what is important is how can we make Nigeria work? That is exactly what I'm here. So you are one who has lost hope. I don't deal with those. All right? Okay. And Clara Chioma, thank you very much. Say, keep on doing the good job you are doing. May God strengthen you as you speak. Amen. And to you too. God bless you for being part of this conversation. Jason Owl, hey, how are you? Thank you. All right. All right. It's been such a wonderful, wonderful moment, being with you guys. And I will see you in our next broadcast. And please sign on. Always be on the lookout. And I hope you subscribe before you leave. And so we can keep on rolling. Yes. Now, each time, Nigerians, time to reflect. Each time you choose a bad leader, you hurt a generation and the future. Yes, Nigerians, I hope you can now understand the importance of choosing the right types of citizens with abilities, competency, knowledge, love for country and people, courage to do the right thing without wavering, and the exceptional content and strength of character required to build, utilize, expand, extend, and sustain capacity beyond themselves for the good of the country and its people as your leaders. You are suffering. Yes, we Nigerians are suffering all forms of abuses. Yes, exploitation and destruction. Yes, yes, we are suffering because of the wrong, crappy choices of leadership we make with nothing in their heads. Yes, that we choose as our leaders at all levels. When you choose crappy and corrupt men and women as leaders, terrorists and bandits take over everything, as is the case now with Nigeria. Only gifted good men, yes, only gifted good men and women of conscience with love for their country are fit to be leaders. And when they come to power, mountains move, rivers flow, darkness gives way to light, basic human rights and the citizenship rights are respected, defended, and protected. And peace through justice reign. Thank you. Yes, Abeng, well done, brother. All we need is a strategy to overcome the differences, or better split, because some have different hidden agenda with lots of shenanigans that always spill out with land grabbing. Yes, Nigeria will succeed. Thank you, Abeng. Thank you. I agree with you. I believe that with understanding and respect for one another, we can overcome these differences. Yes, I agree with you. There are people who do not love Nigeria, and the Fulani elites, I must say, yes, with conviction, they don't love Nigeria. They don't care about Nigeria. But I tell you, this is a message for them. They are a minority in Nigeria. When the majority decides that Nigeria will work, they have no choice than bowing to the popular demand of the people. We must not, there's no way it was written that the Fulanis have to be the rulers of Nigeria at all times. They are a minority. Where we find them unsuitable of leading our country, we should not elect them anymore. Did you hear that? We should not elect them anymore to be our leaders. We should not. We should not give power to them at any levels and in any sector in Nigeria. Let us use our overwhelming majority to decide the best who can lead Nigeria. Thank you very much. And I love you guys. I appreciate you. And for those who did not subscribe yet, please take these few minutes to do so. And then come back always. And more importantly, share our message. Share our message. We are about the only Nigerian channel that will speak it the way it is. We are not driven by politics. We are not looking for money from anyone. Yes, to make us do stupid things. We want justice for all Nigerians, justice for the Yoruba people, justice for the Igbo people, justice for the Hausa people, justice for responsible Fulanis, justice for the Baron, justice for the Idomas, justice for the all the peoples of Nigeria. Yes, please, let's do it. We can make it happen. Holy Ghost never built countries. It takes human beings with love and respect for one another. And that is what we want for Nigeria. We can make it happen. And I look forward to seeing that happen. Justice is going to take over everything in Nigeria. I love you guys. And you take time and take care. Bye for now. Wishing you the best of the week. Yes, always come back. My name is Smart Mado Ajaja. Yes, broadcasting from Houston, Texas, United States of America. Yes, I'm a human and environmental rights activist with deep interest in civil and criminal, yes, political and environmental justice. Much, much love. Bye now. I love you guys.